Aloha, everybody. Happy Aloha Friday. Facebook Live numero dos coming at you from H1 traveling eastbound going 5 miles an hour. I've said this before in Facebook Lives, but Honolulu has the worst traffic in the United States. So there it is. We're on an island and we have more cars than people. And lanes and parking spots are a lot smaller. But we have beautiful scenery to look at while we are in traffic. So living the dream here. Yesterday, I talked about attitude and work ethic. And for some reason, I also did another Facebook Live about some headphones as well. And just after I posted both of those, I had follow-up thoughts. So that's what I'm addressing today. Today, we're going to be talking about other people's attitudes and what to do with that from a leadership position. If you're leading someone that you've noticed has a bad attitude, what do you do about that? What do you do about that? So I think what I would suggest is to initiate with that person and see how they're doing. What's the root of that bad attitude? Maybe they're going through something that is really hard, and that's, maybe their home life is just manifesting into their work life and something's going on, and just moving towards them will give you empathy for that situation. And maybe there's something you can do for them to alleviate some of their season of hardship, and that's gonna, just that simple act of kindness or initiating, just asking, might be the difference in their life that's going to help shift their attitude. So I think a lot of times when we see people with bad attitudes, we're really put off by it and we want to distance ourselves. And I think distancing ourselves in that time is probably one of the not healthy, not beneficial things to do. So I think it would be beneficial to just talk with that person. Hey, what's going on in life right now? I've noticed that your attitude isn't where it used to be, or if it is different, right? Like you've noticed previously that they've had a better attitude about life and they don't anymore, then something's going on to cause that. So just asking them what's going on, I think, is something that would be really beneficial. But if they've always never really had a great attitude, I think maybe bringing that to their attention. And I think leadership's all about casting vision as well. And so just setting expectations on what kind of attitude we want people who are part of what we're doing, whatever you're leading, and casting the vision of why. Why do we want them to have a good attitude? Hey, we're in a customer service business here, and so how we treat our customers is extremely important. And so when we have bad attitudes, even if we're trying to hide it, that sometimes comes through and it affects the atmosphere of the store. And so, let's make sure that when we're coming in here that we have our best attitudes on, just casting that vision over and over again to make sure. And then, that expectation is clear and you've communicated that on a regular basis so that if somebody still isn't having a great attitude, you can chat with them about that and their attitude and just see what's going on. I think that people have bad days, people have bad weeks. I think if people are having a bad month, if you're having a bad month or a bad year, then we've got to figure out what's going on and what's the root of that and what can we change, what can we do. So that's what I'm thinking about when it comes to other people's attitudes and work ethic. Same thing with work ethic. Maybe that person just doesn't know what to do. I think we have a tendency to assume the worst, and maybe I'm just speaking for myself here. Maybe you always assume the best, and that's awesome. But if somebody's not doing their level of work that you think they should be doing, there could be a possibility that they just don't know what to do, and not us just jumping to the assumption that they're lazy. So giving them the benefit of the doubt and, through relationship, just being like, hey, what's going on? How can I help you? And clearly communicating what the expectations are of that person. And I think a lot of times we think that if we clearly state it once, it sinks, but it's not. As leaders, I really think that leadership is communicating the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. That's what I've noticed in leadership is that's what leadership is. So All right, guys, that's my thought on other people's attitudes. Move towards people, initiate with people, see what's going on in their lives. Maybe there is something, affecting that person that you can help them with, and your act of kindness is going to completely change their lives in this season. And maybe even just that empathy as well is going to help them perform better in the long term. So there it is. Move towards people, love people, and be kind. All right, that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. Keep hopeful. I'm having a hard time talking today, guys. Keep hopeful and stay after it.